Moving on to chapter 5, which is titled Non-Autonomous Methods of Entering into the Phase, aka having a lucid dream, astral projection, or OBE. And what he means by non-autonomous is essentially where you're utilizing some sort of supplement or device to help aid you getting into the phase state versus doing it autonomously or all on your own, which is like everything we've been covering up into this point. So like the direct method, the indirect method, the various cycling techniques, classic lucid dreaming stuff. So like doing your reality checks, wake back to bed, the mile technique, etc. And so he writes, never count on a magical substance or machine to automatically eliminate the difficulties associated with phase entrance. In actuality, there are no devices or methods able to consistently provide access to the phase state. For now, at least. I'm sure in the future they're going to invent something, but for now, that's how it is. At best, these things are supplementary. The more a practitioner is able to do on their own, the more helpful or effective these various substances or devices can be. And so then next up, we'll just hop into, a bunch of the different non-autonomous methods that he lists. First up, he talks about cueing technologies, where a good example of this is they have these eye masks that you can get that will shine these soft diffused lights at your closed eyes while you sleep. And then if that happens while you're in REM, it can bleed through into the dream that you're having and help to cue you into the fact that you're dreaming and get you lucid from that point on. There's two different types of them. They have the really expensive, fancy type that have these sensors built into the masks that are watching your eyeballs, so it knows when you're in REM and that's when it shines the light. But then you can get way cheaper ones that will basically just shine these lights at you randomly throughout the night. I did an experiment on one of these masks way back in the day called the Remy mask. Like, I don't even think the company's around anymore, but I did have some success with it. It would either work where the dream would be kind of shiny or glistening, or it would have this reddish, pinkish hue to it because the mask I was using had these like soft diffused red lights. So it kind of worked, but definitely nothing I would rely upon. And then he also talks about how you can do it audibly as well, where you can either like make your own sort of alarm, like if you can speak into your phone and make an alarm like that, you could be like, are you dreaming, or something like that, and have that go off randomly throughout the night. Or they have these like really long meditations that you can find on YouTube and stuff like that on various different apps that'll be like 6 hours long, and then in that time they have different cues going off, while that thing is playing, and that can help you get lucid as well. Although I've never tried that one, so I don't have any first-hand experience with it. But anyway, that's that one. Next we'll be talking about working in pairs. Next up is working in pairs, which works a lot like the audible version of the cueing technique, where you have your partner whisper into your ear once you're in REM, like, are you dreaming, or something like that, and that can potentially help you get lucid. There's been experiments done in labs where that has definitely worked. I don't have any first-hand experience with it myself, although I do try it on my kids, although it hasn't worked either. But if I see my son sleeping, I'll whisper in his ear, like, are you dreaming? I normally just end up waking him up, but has potential to work if you have somebody who's willing to watch you sleep for whatever, 6 hours or something like that, and can whisper that into your ears. You're lucky and you should give it a try. Next up, he talks about physiological signals and gives a few different examples. So one is you can either forgo water for a long time before going to sleep, which will of course make you very thirsty, but can also cause repeated awakenings. And then you utilize those repeated awakenings to practice the indirect method and the various cycling techniques. The other one is like the complete opposite. You drink a whole bunch of water, so you have to get up a lot to go to the bathroom and pee and stuff. And then same deal there. Utilize these awakenings to practice the indirect method and various cycling techniques, but you also might just pee in your bed. Then he talks about a very popular one that's in a lot of different books and things, but you go to sleep with one arm propped up like this, and then when you fall asleep and it collapses down, that can cause you to wake up. You're right on the edge of sleep, and you can go ahead and practice your various cycling techniques at that point. And then this last one is a very cool one I think would work perfect with specifically the phantom wiggling cycling technique, where you go to sleep in a way that will put a certain body part or some limb to sleep. Once it gets really numb, causes you to wake up, stay in bed, and then you practice the whole phantom wiggling thing on the limb that fell asleep. And that sounds pretty awesome. One I should give a try. And the last one we'll be covering here is called the coffee method, which is exactly like it sounds. Basically, drink some coffee or intake caffeine in conjunction with wake back to bed. So sleep 4, 5, 6 hours, get up, drink some coffee or intake caffeine, go back to sleep. And if you're able to do that, this certainly can work. And while I haven't tried it exactly as described here, one I've done many times over my lifetime, completely not on purpose, is I'll be super duper tired for other reasons, sleep deprived, partied all night last night or something like that, and I'm trying to stay awake. So then I'll drink a Red Bull because I don't want to go to sleep, but then end up falling asleep anyway. And I've certainly had lucid dreams off of doing that. And if not lucid dreams, it gets your hypnagogia firing because you're so tired, it picks up so quick, and then you intook that caffeine, so you're still kind of alert. So it can work really good for like hypnagogic meditation and stuff like that. But anyway, that'll wrap it up. Till the next video, keep your phase practice legit.